You're thinking of moving to Idaho, but you need to know the top pros and cons of moving to Idaho, what it's actually like to live here, and why people ultimately choose to move to Idaho or decide that it's not for them. So the first reason that I hear, and honestly the reason I moved, is because of how overall conservative Idaho is. It's certainly much more conservative than states like California, Oregon, or Washington. I myself moved from San Diego. Very difficult to pull myself out of the beautiful, wonderful weather of San Diego and my family and friends there. But I had to do it because I just could no longer support the failed policies of California and what's been happening with the wokeism that is all over and rampant throughout California, and what's happening there with homelessness, the transgender stuff, and just the high taxes, and it's just endless, and they're on a continued march to completely drive people out of business, drive people out of the state. So I ultimately was like, you know what, I'm not gonna keep paying my taxes to the state of California and willingly support these policies. So instead I chose a much more conservative state that aligns with my belief system. I'm super happy I'm here, and all the people that I've been working with, the number one reason that they're moving here is the conservatism, and they're super happy that they're here. And second up comes related with that is how family friendly it is. Idaho is extremely family oriented. In fact, the population of children actually rose a couple percent over the past year, whereas other states, specifically California, the number of children actually fell off. So Idaho is a growing population, both through births, but also through net immigration, because people are realizing how family friendly it really is here. There's so many great schools, great parks, there's splash pads all over the place, and just so many things to do. We absolutely love going to the parks and the splash pads, especially during the summertime when it's hot, great way to cool off. Or in the fall, there's great activities like Low Family Farmstead. I was just there last night, had a great time. We got season passes for it, super fun. Hay rides with pumpkin patches that you drive through, rope courses, a huge new kitchen that they built, a slide, pig races. It's just all kinds of family fun, and that kind of stuff is all over the Boise area and Treasure Valley. You know, my wife used to get comments in California with our 3 kids, and it was very negatively stated of, wow, you've really got your hands full, don't you? But here it's more like, hey, you've really got your hands full, don't you? Can I help you? It's just a much more positive way of looking at the family. We love that, and we just love raising our family here. That's really why we chose to make the move. We moved when my daughter was just 4 years old. We decided to move at that time because it's a lot easier to move when your kids are younger, and she already had a lot of friends, so that was hard on her. But she just had her birthday party recently, and she had 40 people show up for her birthday party. So she made friends very, very quickly because people are really friendly here. And that's going to touch on a con that you might find is you hear this term of don't California my Idaho. So how true is that? You're going to see that a lot online. In fact, you'll probably see it in the comments below on this video and my other videos. But frankly, it's more of a thing you're going to hear online, maybe somewhere in the back countries, but in the city of Boise and the Treasure Valley surrounding it. So really, it's not an issue. In fact, the only time I've had someone say it to me was actually someone that moved from California and found out that I'm a real estate agent, and he said, you're part of the problem of helping people move here. I'm like, bro, you moved here from Ocean Beach in San Diego. You can't tell me that I'm part of the problem. Third up is the low crime rates of Boise and the Treasure Valley. All the cities around Boise and Boise itself are so safe. You're gonna see how clean that these cities are. Very low homeless population issues here. They help take care of them, get them off the streets, and the policies here just don't support homelessness. You're gonna also, with that, you're going to see that there are generally low crime rates throughout the Treasure Valley. The most safe areas you're gonna find in the Treasure Valley area are going to be the suburbs of Meridian and Eagle, followed by places like Star and Middleton, Kuna, and then Boise, Nampa, and Caldwell have similar crime rates, but they're still safer than the national average. I actually live in Nampa at the moment, feel completely safe living where I do. I live in a brand new subdivision near a lot of the farm fields. I absolutely love living here. You know, it's completely safe. We love going to the downtown area of Nampa for the block party, and we absolutely love it. We also love going to Caldwell, to the Indian Creek Plaza. Live music every Tuesday night during the spring and summer, right into early fall. We love going there. Are there unsafe areas? Yes, there are, but overall, it's super safe, and that's a big reason why people are moving to all the areas of the Treasure Valley. Now, with all the people moving here to the Treasure Valley, with that comes increased traffic. So that's been a reason why some people avoid it, because they hear about how bad the traffic is getting here. So let's touch on that. Traffic can get bad, especially on the one freeway that we have through here, I-84 freeway that runs east to west through here. So during rush hour, it can get bad, of course, especially if there's an accident. It can really back up, and then that backs up the side streets with people trying to work their way around the traffic. Is that every single day? No, it's not, but it certainly can happen. And then there also are some of the main roads around here that can get really busy as well, especially Eagle Road is the worst. Meridian also is bad, and then traffic can back up on the side roads as well. A lot of these were 2-lane country roads that now have a lot more traffic on them. Now, the highway district is working on widening a lot of these roads, adding freeway connectors. They have widened I-84 recently out from Nampa out to Caldwell. That certainly helped with traffic congestion as well. So they are actively working on the traffic in these areas. Star, for instance, has kind of bad traffic right in the downtown area. And you can just, there's all kinds of pockets around where there can just be bad traffic. Sometimes you can get stuck at a roundabout. They do put a lot of roundabouts in that help overall with traffic flow, but sometimes the wrong time of day, you can get stuck there for a little bit. Overall, it's not too bad. You'll find that there's just a slower pace of life here. So generally speaking, you're probably not gonna hit traffic. If you can work from home or have some kind of an off schedule, just avoid the traffic, you're gonna be fine. It's nothing at all like what you're gonna be used to coming from California, where I hear regularly of people having 2-hour commutes one way in California. Now, the next pro and reason why people choose to move to the Treasure Valley area is the overall affordability of living here. So this is actually gonna be pro, but I'm going to touch on part of a con as well. But the main thing is the type of homes you can buy. You can buy a much larger home than you can in California for way cheaper than what you could get there. Now, of course, right now with mortgage rates being up a little bit, your mortgage rate's going to be a little bit higher. However, the type of home you're going to get is absolutely incredible compared to what you can get. The home I live in right now, 2,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms with an office, 2.5 bath, 4-car garage, that cost me under $500,000. That same home in California, you're looking at $1.5 million plus, who knows, right? So the type of home you can get is just so much more affordable. Now, along with that is that home prices have risen. That's kind of the cons, of course, is if you're looking to buy, it's not as cheap now as it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. So a lot of people contact me looking to move here, and you may just have unrealistic expectations of what you can buy. Oftentimes I'll hear like, hey, I want a 5-bedroom home on an acre for $400,000. It just does not exist. So just make sure you adjust your expectations of what you can buy. Reach out to me, I'll help you through that. You can also go to my website, check out homes, that link's down below. You can see what you can buy in today's market. Now, some of the big savings you're really gonna find here in affordability is gonna be utilities. That's like the #1 thing I hear. California right now, you've got utility bills ranging from on the low end, probably about $400 or $500 a month on up. Oftentimes I hear around $600, $700 a month in California. I was paying, before I moved, I was paying about $350, $400 or so. On average here between gas and electric, and keep in mind, I run my HVAC systems 24/7. So my AC unit is always either basically always on, or my heat is for the winter time. And I average about $140 to $150 per month combined for gas and electric. So much cheaper than what you're gonna be paying in California. The other big savings is gonna be water. I pay on average every 2 months for water, sewer, and trash, that's all combined, about $150 every 2 months. So that's about $75 a month for water, sewer, and trash. Also with irrigation, oftentimes the HOAs will include the water for watering your grass to keep your grass nice and green. So that's gonna be essentially free, but included in your HOAs. And the HOAs are gonna be generally from $300 up to maybe $1,000 per year, not per month, with that water included. If it's not included, oftentimes it's just gonna be through the city. I pay $160 per year for unlimited irrigation. And then also car registration is so cheap. It's $75 a year, that's it, no matter the car. My truck that I registered was about $800 to register it in California, brand new, $75 a year to register your car. Let's touch on another con, and that is wildfire season. So we do have wildfires, not in the Treasure Valley. If you're buying here, you're not gonna be impacted by an actual fire, not gonna get evacuated. If you're up in the foothills, away from town, could be a little bit of an issue for you. But the big thing is smoke. So the smoke can settle in the Treasure Valley and air quality can go down. So that can be tough. You do have to stay inside more when that happens. If it gets really bad, then sporting events get canceled for your kids. So that can happen, of course, in the summer, early fall as well. The last couple years, it really has not been bad, just with occasional days where it does drift in from the mountains in Idaho or from California and Oregon. Another pro why people move here, of course, are the low gun restrictions. It is a Second Amendment constitutional carry state. Pretty much anything is legal here, and that's a big reason why people really love moving to Idaho, is because of the open carry, the concealed carry requirements here. You can open carry or concealed carry. You can get a CCW if you like, that improves a few things for you, but for the most part, you can do it, no questions asked. So that's pretty awesome. People love that. There's also no waiting period. You can go in, do an instant background check, and walk out with a firearm. There's no 10-day waiting period, no micro stamping, etc. So people love that for here. Now, one reason that's a challenge for people, a con for people, is the more extreme weather that you're gonna find here versus most places in California. It does get really cold here during the winter. It can get in the single digits at night, and during the winter time, you know, it could stay in the 20s during the day, low 30s. Now, we don't get a whole lot of snow, but it does snow. Now, we really only get about 1 to 2 inches at a time, and it generally melts off pretty quick. So you just gotta be aware of it. You gotta be prepared to deal with it. Don't let people tell you that it doesn't get cold here. It does get cold. So just make sure you get yourself outside, get that sunshine, get a walk in. That's gonna help you not get any kind of depression, you know, and if you need to, take a trip to a sunny area and you'll be fine. Now, it also does get very warm during the summertime. In fact, a couple years ago, it was very, very hot, almost 6 weeks over 100 degrees. I was like, man, where did I move to? I moved to Phoenix. But this past year actually wasn't bad at all. A couple days over 100, mostly in the 90s, a lot of days in the 80s, really not bad, while a lot of the other countries experiencing a lot of heat waves. And then the final pro why people live here is just the absolute abundance of outdoor activities. I mean, everyone has a toy here, an RV, a camper, a boat, a side-by-side, a quad, whatever it might be. And there's just so much activity that you can access very easily, you know, right out your back door, depending on where you are, or a short drive into the foothills, or short drives into the mountains. You're just 2 hours away from Cascade, 2.5 from McCall, Tamarack, and then you've got the Sawtooth Mountains just a few hours away, and all kinds of national parks within 4, 5, 6 hours away. So people absolutely love living here for how central it is to get to all these outdoor activities. Well, look, if you are looking to make the move here, like I said before, I help people move here. Absolutely love it. I moved from San Diego. I know how hard it is to make the move. I help people all the time, just like you and you and you and you, and I absolutely love it. So reach out. We'll jump on a Zoom call, whether you're 9 days, 90 days, or even 2 years out. Reach out to me via phone, text, or email. My contact information is below, so you can easily get a hold of me. If you are looking to dive in deeper on the Treasure Valley, you want to watch more of my videos, I have videos linked below, and also you can watch this video right here that dives in deeper. I'll see you on the next video.